Here are 8 bizarre facts about Salvador Dali that you probably didn't know. Number 1. Dali's parents believed he was his older brother reincarnated. Dali was born just 9 months after his older brother died at just 22 months old. When the artist was 5, his parents took him to the grave of his older brother and told him that they believed he was his brother's reincarnation. They had even given him his brother's name, Salvador. Throughout his life, Dali reflected on his relationship with his brother, even saying once, "We resembled each other like 2 drops of water, but we had different reflections." He explored this concept of double identity in Portrait of My Dead Brother in 1963, which features an image of a young man meant to be his brother, created from cherries. Number 2. Dali was expelled from the same art school twice. Although Salvador Dali proved to be an exceptionally gifted artist, he wasn't always a gifted student. He was expelled from the Real Academia de Bellas Artes in 1923 for participating in a student protest. When he returned later to the same school, he was expelled again in 1926 because he said the professors who were giving him his final oral examination were incompetent. He even wrote later in his autobiography, "I am infinitely more intelligent than these 3 professors, and I therefore refuse to be examined by them." 3. The artist's work was influenced by Sigman Freud's theories. Viewers of Dali's paintings will not be surprised to learn he was a fan of Sigmund Freud's work on the subconscious. Dali read the famed psychoanalyst's book, The Interpretation of Dreams, while in art school, and was inspired to use the concept of self-interpretation in his own creative work. Number 4. He even showed his work to Freud. In 1938, Dali was able to meet Sigmund Freud in London, where he showed the psychoanalyst an article he wrote on paranoia, and also his painting, Metamorphosis of Narcissist, painted in 1937. Though Freud had not been a fan of surrealism, he said after the visit that the artist was an undoubtedly perfect technical master. Number 5. Dali made himself hallucinate to access the subconscious. Though hallucinations are often linked to psychedelics, Dali himself didn't use drugs. Instead, he developed a method of accessing his subconscious, which he called the paranoid critical method. In order to create a dreamlike state, he would sometimes stare at objects until they appeared to transform into other forms, bringing on hallucinations that influenced his art. He most famously said, "I don't do drugs, I am drugs." Number 6. Dali's obsession with dictators got him kicked out of the surrealist movement. While many of the other artists in the surrealist movement self-identified as Marxists, Dali harbored a passion for dictators. Not only did he depict Vladimir Lenin in The Enigma of William Tell in 1933 and refused to denounce Spanish dictator Francisco Franco, who he met several times, but he also had a sexual fascination with Hitler that led to André Breton to order Dali's removal from the surrealist movement. Breton wrote, "Dali, having been found guilty on several occasions of counter-revolutionary actions involving the glorification of fascism, the movement proposed that he be excluded from the surrealist movement as a fascist and combated by all available means." Number 7. Dali worked with Alfred Hitchcock and Walt Disney. Famed director Alfred Hitchcock asked Dali to help create paintings for the dream sequences in his 1945 film Spellbound, which starred Gregory Peck and Ingrid Bergman. The paintings were also included in the plot as clues to one of the characters' psychological problems. The artist also worked with John Hench, a Disney designer, in 1946 on an animated movie called Destino. For the film, Dali completed 22 oil paintings and drawings, which became storyboards. Though the film was unfinished due to the budget, it was later released as a 6-minute short in 2003. Number 8. Dali took advertising commissions. Though many artists look down on commercial work or advertising work, Dali was not one of them. Throughout his long career, the artist created magazine covers for Vogue and Town & Country, the logo for Chupa Chups lollipops, and ads for major brands such as De Beers, SC Johnson & Company, Gap, and Datsun. He even worked as a spokesperson for companies like Alka-Seltzer and Lanvin, a French chocolate company.
Je suis fou du chocolat Lanvin.
Salvador Dali had one of the most unique careers in the history of art. He said this of himself: "The fact that I myself, at the moment of painting, do not understand my own pictures does not mean that these pictures have no meaning. On the contrary, their meaning is so profound, so complex, so coherent and involuntary that it escapes the most simple analysis of logical intuition."